Welcome back to Renegade Muscle. I am Jeff Roberts, and I'm here, as always, with Lee Priest. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about, what are we going to be talking about, Lee? Your surgery.
How I'm drinking from the Kool-Aid.
What is that green drink?
It's called Hulkified Lime. No, it's not. It's just green lime.
You had me on Hulkified Lime. Green lime.
It sounded good, didn't it, huh? Sounded
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna make our Olympia prediction. Talk about your comeback.
Can you see my neck scar? Still looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looks good. Right.
It blends into the tattoos, not bad.
Yeah. It's raised up a bit. So
yeah.
If anyone says what happened, I just say that's when I was traveling the Middle East and ISIS tried to get me.
Yeah. It's provides some texture.
Yes, it's like a raised.
Yeah.
It's a raised up thing. Yeah, it's not bad.
How's it going?
Well, I can say the burning sensation's gone from the back of my neck, but now I just have this stiff neck type feeling. So it's all going to be a matter of wait and see what happens now because, nerves grow at a millimeter every couple of weeks or whatever. So it's just a matter of waiting to see. But still, like, in the morning's the worst, but I just still have that stiff neck feeling, like if you drive your car and you go to see if there's a car coming, you're like, oh, God. You can only turn it so far. So, yeah, did one physio thing. I got physio next Monday again. But when I went to physio, they said they were pretty impressed with how I could move already. Like, wow, we didn't see people moving that well already and stuff like that and not taking painkillers. I said, nah. So we'll wait and see what happens.
Superman. What are you going to say? What do you got, Superman. Somebody asked, it was PDS Printing asked about if you, could feel feel those muscles firing yet, but obviously it's not.
No, not yet.
It's going to be a while.
Yeah, because like I said, the nerve that was damaged that makes those muscles fire, it's got to probably reconnect or start sending out stuff. So I'm just doing the rubber band tricep shit at home and little dumbbells and just moving that. So I'm just moving it and then just trying to focus in my mind. In my mind, I'm thinking it's connecting.
Right.
But nothing's happening yet.
How long has it been now?
March next year, which isn't far off, is that'll be 6 years.
No, how long has it been since the surgery just got? 2 weeks?
The surgery, about 3.5 weeks, coming off 4 maybe.
Okay. Have you had any what are they saying about it? Do they say it went after the surgery? Did they look in there and
No, they say it went well because like I said, when I showed you the picture where they slit your head and they put that thing in like a thing that goes and open. They put it in your chest, it opens your chest up, but they put it in your neck, so it opens all your neck up and that, so they can get right to the back of your neck. So it pushes everything to the side. He said it went well. Whatever they put in there, they put in, and it went well. Now it's just a matter of seeing if it worked or not.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty much the neurosurgeon's done his job. He's done what he's had to do, and it was successful what he had to do. Now it's just up to my body to see if it can do what it has to do. People go, oh, don't worry, Lee. You'll have muscle memory. You have muscle memory. Little do they know my muscles have fucking Alzheimer's. So it's
you'll have muscle memory. Yeah, if the nerve connects, then you will. I'm sure. Yeah. It just connects. Your arm fucking blows up right away.
Yeah. I was going to say, if it does connect and it comes back, that tricep should be really good because it's had a long rest, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It should be good to grow for sure.
I'd be able to. Wow, my t-shirt's getting tight on that sleeve again. Hold on, that feels pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see.
The only problem is I get a lot of pain in this shoulder because, like I said, for the last few years, this one's had to compensate so much. In the last 6 to 8 months, it's been getting sore and sore. So it feels pretty bad at the moment. So It's probably got a tear. That'll be my next thing. I'll be under an operator on that shoulder.
Yeah. I hope not. Are you still? The bad side? Did it Did it just hit like a strength wall with that? Did you get stronger on that side after the accident, stronger and stronger?
One?
Yeah.
No, the bad side. The bad side.
Does the bad side get stronger and then plateau?
It got to a point, like after the accident, I could probably do 5, 10 kilos. So on a good day, you might get 20, 25 kilos. But that's it's weird, because if I had 25 kilos in both hands, this would be extremely hard. But if I put a 40 kilo or a 50 of the 25, this arm felt easy. So I don't know why that is. But the same weight felt terrible. If I go heavier this side, then it was okay. But even then, it's like, even though you're doing it, there's really no, because like I said, half the chest here is atrophied too. So you're not getting the fucking pump. You're not getting the burn. It just feels like you're moving it. But then even then, as you're pushing, it's almost like you're pushing, but it's a struggle to push. Like if you're doing like if you do a tricep exercise and towards the last couple of reps, it's like that from the first one.
Just like numb, kind of. Yeah. You don't feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, nah. But this forearm actually got a bit bigger. When the girl measured these forearms, my right forearm's bigger because it was probably hanging on.
Right.
To everything, so.
Right. Did you?
So
what do they tell you about?
I just wear shirts to the elbows.
Yeah, you still got those fucking forearms. Did they give you like the green light? Who asked this? Heartnet Iron 16 asked about like what they do. Are you on like a rehab plan?
Oh no, they just gave me a few things to show me to do, but she said just keep doing what I'm doing with the weights now. Just don't push it. I said, I'm not pushing it. I'm just. Like I said, I might have grabbed at the beginning a 3 kilo dumbbell and just did heaps of reps to get a pump. Then I went to a 5, and now I might be at a 10. I'm just going, if I feel any type of pressure or anything that's sort of a bit off, then I don't.
Yeah.
I just I did T-bar rows today with 1.5 plates. Woo. And even then, as you bend over, I'm like, now where should my neck be? So I'm like looking this way, looking that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you always try, whatever I do, it's a matter of keeping my neck straight, even doing pull downs. I was like, normally if I do pull downs, I look up like this, but I'm doing pull downs, so I just keep them forward. So I'm like looking straight ahead. So I'm very conscious of which way my neck is, because sometimes when you do exercises, you over put your head down or up. So I'm trying to keep it straight.
Yeah.
Maybe I should buy one of those neck collars that'll force you to keep your head straight while you're training.
Did they say like, obviously the nerve grows really slowly, but they like assuming everything goes as planned. Did they tell you like a time frame as to when those muscles should start kind of coming back to life?
No, that I wouldn't know. Yeah, I guess everyone's different. Everyone's different, I guess, in how your body heals and stuff. Some people they've said their body's almost done like made another nerve way pattern type thing and pathway. And stuff like that, so it's hard to say what's going to happen. But, well, we'll just wait and see.
Yeah. Hopefully it all comes back, and then you can come back. Masters division.
And do the classic.
Yeah, classic. I dare you. Like Flex Wheeler.
Actually, I'd be okay in classic. I've got a tiny waist and good muscle.
You probably could do classic. Do you think your waist would come in like it used to when you were really young?
Yeah, because my waist is not that big now still, so if I diet it down. What's classic judged on? Is it height and weight or?
Each individual height has a weight limit. I don't know what the 5'5" weight limit is though.
Is it 5'5"? Is it like a 5'6" and under, or do you have to? Or they do have it for every height? Do they?
I think it's for every height. They have a number. So I mean, I'm sure 5'6".
5'6".
You probably can only weigh like 165 or 180 or something, maybe. You wouldn't be able to.
I'll be shredded.
You will be shredded. You'd be You'd be the most shredded classic guy of all time. You look like You look like fucking Branch Warren up there.
But the good thing is, I'm that shredded still. I still got like a 20-inch arm and stuff. Hey, I'll be good to go.
Yeah. True. I was watching. I sent you a photo. I watched Chris Cormier's documentary. It's good.
Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it to everyone that hasn't seen it. Even like when I spoke to Chris about it after I watched it, and that we're laughing, and we both agreed that isn't Sean just a dickhead on it, Sean Ray?
He really is.
Did it seem like every time he come on, he's just like throwing Chris under the bus
or bragging about himself?
Shit.
Yeah.
bragging about himself and then just throwing Chris under the bus with, oh, he's drug this and drug use and this and that. And like, Jesus, mate, if that's a friend, you don't need a fucking enemy. What?
And he's wearing like that ugly fucking jersey that doesn't fit him. Like, but he also like at one point was talking about, I don't know. He was like, oh, I guess I should have took him under my wing more and helped him out with the drug. Like, I was like, get the fuck out of here. You wouldn't give him a ride to the gym though.
No,
you know.
It's like,
but yeah,
no, I think it's well done because it shows you, like I said, it shows you the human side plus his training side. It's not just bodybuilding contests, and that it shows you what he went through, and even with his back operation when he had that. I think he had like that was an infection in his spine or something. Or
yeah, I remember when that happened. I was like really into reading the magazines at that time. It was like 2005 or was it? No, was it later than that? It was like 2006 or something. I think that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Something I don't know, but I remember reading about that and being like, "Holy shit!" Like Chris Cormier has to learn to walk again. But you had some good spots in there. When was it the '97 Grand Prix where you beat Chris?
Oh yeah.
And then you get the trophy and you go like this. You like did like the shrug because I think did you go there? There was some story like you weren't supposed to go.
I know they put up the.
You went late notice or something.
Chris Cormier TV put up. I beat him in the Australian Pro Show. He got there later, but the German Grand Prix they just put up. I think Chris Cormier and Chris Cormier TV on Instagram put it up where Kevin won, Nasser was third. I mean, Nasser was second, I was third, Dillette was fourth, Ronnie was fifth, and Chris was sixth. That's on Chris Cormier's Instagram if you have a look. It's pretty good footage too. I
did see that. It's awesome.
There I am, the only white guy standing there amongst the giants, taking names. Did you notice once Chris got to the side there and there was Ronnie on the side, Ronnie's like, damn, that little white guy beat me again. And then when Paul walked over shaking his head, he's like, I know Lee's my roommate, but you got anything to have that little white fucking honky beat us, huh? What's fucking going on here? You could see him talking on the side there, Paul shaking his head like, holy fuck. How'd that midget beat us up? If anyone hasn't seen it, go to Chris Cormier's Instagram page and look at the finals of the German Grand Prix in '97 where I got third. Yeah, it was Kevin, Nasser, me, Dillette, Ronnie, then Chris. And it went like that for a few shows.
I thought this show you won that I'm talking about.
I won the Ironman, but Chris wasn't in that. So it could have been the Australian, was it? The Mr. Australia. The Pro Australian 05.
It said Grand Prix. And
it could have been the Pro. Well, the Grand Prix, they called the Australian the Grand Prix in 05. The Grand Prix.
And I think Chris was second and you were first. And it was in the documentary, and there was something about like he had said in an article or something that like you're too small or you're too short or maybe you like went there on late notice or something, they said, and you showed up and you won. Yeah. And then you like when you're announced first. I won to San Francisco in 2002, and Chris got second to me there as well. And Dexter was third at San Francisco. That may have
How
been
was my hair? Was my hair really blonde and hanging down?
I don't think it was hanging down. I don't remember. I don't think it was hanging down. I'm sure
if I watch it again and take a snapshot of it, then I'll know what show it is.
Maybe it wasn't the Grand Prix. I may be confusing it with the Grand Prix. It may have been San Francisco because I know it came down to you and Chris, and because you won. And I remember Chris, you could see Chris, he's like this. Yeah, he was all pissed off. And I noticed after watching that documentary and watching Ronnie's, these guys really didn't like losing to you. It's kind of funny. Like that you can tell when they lose to you, they're like, that motherfucker.
I wasn't in the group.
Yeah. Like you said in Another Blonde Myth, you said, next time someone asks me what it's like to compete with the big guys, use the word tall, not big, because you got a guy who's 6'1" and he has the same measurements as a guy 5'5". That's pathetic. That's what you said, and it's kind of true. Like you all had 22-inch arms, You all had like your arms and legs were just as big as anyone else's, even though you were.
Well, a lot of people commented. A lot of people commented on that on the German one where I'm standing between Kevin and Nasser. People like, look,
Nasser.
Yeah, like look at Lee's legs. Look at Lee's legs there. My God,
they're huge.
So, yeah.
There's pictures of you and Dexter in the early 2000s doing front doubles, and it's not. I mean, you're clearly superior to Dexter in the front double in some of those shots back then. Your front double was nasty. But yeah, that was fun. That was cool. That was a cool documentary. Though some of that footage is awesome. Like the footage is something about seeing it on the TV, like the big TV, like those old Grand Prix and stuff. Where that footage was very, very cool. You guys all look crazy.
And Chris playing his video games because you love video games all the time.
Yep.
And had footage of Chris partying.
Yeah.
Even Chris was like, I saw one thing Chris was talking about. Chris is like, I don't even know where they got that footage from. It's almost like private home footage or something, phone footage or.
Yeah, there was some
he's like, I don't even know who turned that footage in. He goes, where the hell did you just get that?
Yeah, I didn't realize that I won't ruin it for everyone, but I didn't realize that it all got to that point. You know, I was unaware that everyone knows that Chris was a party guy, but yeah, that was cool. But definitely worth it.
Most people, I didn't know either. I didn't know it got to that point because, like I said, we all knew Chris would party and stuff, but we didn't know it was to that point where he was sort of maybe partied too much. But,
right.
But at least it all come good. He got it all sorted out. And,
yeah.
But it's like I said, it's like they said in the documentary, how good could he have been if he didn't maybe do that? If he had have, like I said, I think they were talking about if he had that Ronnie mentality and just focused totally on the training and not the partying and stuff, could he have been tons better and won a lot more? So
yeah, maybe I figured what's that?
He did well with what he had and stuff like that. So
who knows? You just never know.
How many times did he get second at the Arnold? Didn't he get second at the Arnold quite a few times?
When in that documentary, when they talk about him getting second to Dexter, and it's his like sixth second in a row, it's like 06 or 05 or something. I felt so bad for him. I'm like, man, that fucking sucks. Like you lose to Jay like 3 times in a row. Before he lost to Jay, he lost to, who did he lose to before Jay? Flex.
But he
lost to Flex. And then he lost to Jay a bunch of years, and then like Dexter comes in and beats him. Like, he definitely deserved at least one of those.
And each time someone beats you, then they're not in it the next year, you'd be thinking, okay, this year's my year. They're not here now; they've left. So this year it's mine. Then somebody else jumps ahead. Well, it was like me at the Ironman. I think I got second 4 or 5 times before I won it. I was like, okay, Flex won, he left. I thought, okay, this year's my year. Then somebody else come in and they beat me. And then Dexter was there, like, okay, maybe I win it this year. Dexter won. And then I was like, oh, fucking hell, how many times do I have to keep coming back to this show to try win it? I was just like,
I think back then,
I think
it seemed like there was a little bit more like contrast from one physique to the next. Like you guys looked, it was just so obvious who was who. Like, I mean, you and Kevin and Flex and like Nasser. I mean, you knew Nasser a mile away. You knew Flex a mile away. There was just no mistaking those looks.
I remember when they used to do the Olympia or some shows where I just do the silhouette. Like you said, just seeing the silhouette, you knew exactly who it was straight away. There's no guessing whether it was Dillette standing there or Dorian, or if it was Paul Dillette or Chris Cormier or Flex Wheeler, Ronnie Coleman. Just by the shadow, you knew who it was standing there. So
yeah, those old videos of Ronnie where he had that, like his waist was about this long and about that wide. It was his waist was just this small. Like tiny. I don't know how a guy that size has a waist like that. Like unbelievably small at the hip, just so small. It was nuts.
Imagine if he had stayed like that.
I know. I know. So I figured when this show comes out, so the Olympia is now in 3 days. So I figured we'd do our Olympia predictions, and when this show comes out,
when's their prejudging, Friday or Saturday?
I think it prejudging Friday and finals on Saturday, I believe. I don't know though for sure. It could be different with all this COVID nonsense. But I figured this episode will come out after the Olympia, so we can do our predictions, and then people will see, in real time how horrible or great we were. What do you think? Top six? Shit. What?
My top six.
Yeah, in order, 1 to 6.
I couldn't give you order.
Come on. You got to give me order. Then.
How can you give order? I could. Because it's like, well, we know Phil's going to come in. Well, I'm thinking Phil's going to be in shape. You wouldn't make a comeback with a bloated stomach or not fucking shredded, or you'd have to come back being your all-time best if you're planning a comeback, wouldn't you? Just so.
Yeah.
If I was coming back as Phil, I'd be like, my stomach would be small, I'd be shredded. So when I stand on stage, it'd be like when Dorian or Ronnie stood on stage, your eyes just keep going to them. It's like, yeah, the other people look good, but when someone's that good, all you do is just keep fixating on them because it's like, wow. It's just like, that's how he's got to come out. He's got to come out and just blow them away and be like, there you go, bastards. There's no question, no 1 point difference, or it's going to be close between Brandon and Phil. You need to walk out and just go, bang, it's fucking mine. See you later. That's how I'm hoping he comes out. And if he comes out like that, as good as Brandon and them are, I think he can do it. Rami at his best ain't going to beat Phil because Phil's still got that cartoon freakish look to him. Rami's got big quads and he's a big guy, but no. So I'd probably go Phil first, and then second, well, Brandon, if he comes in great, we've seen him like last year, but then, even with Bonac, he only beat Bonac by like 1 point or so last year at the Olympia.
So is that what it was? He was second. Either way.
I know he was second. Yeah, like Bonac was second. So who knows if Bonac's improved? We haven't seen too many pictures of Bonac posing, but if he's improved and he comes in shredded, the density on him, he can have the illusion of looking whatever.
I think
my top six would be Phil, Brandon, Bonac, Hardy, Rami, and Dexter. That'd be my top six. Now, in which order it's going to come down to. See, Dexter's always consistent, and I think he gets overlooked a lot because he is so consistent. Because it's like I said to Dave on the show before. I said other people can come in and be a little bit off, and then next year when they come in, they're like, "Wow, look at him, he's shredded." But because Dexter always comes in looking good, they're like, "Oh, there's Dexter, looks the same." Then they move on rather than reward him for fucking looking good every year. It's almost like, yeah, he's in shape. He's always in shape. Rather than someone that was out of shape, and then when they come in, they're like, oh, wow, he looks so different because he hit his peak this time, where Dexter pretty much always hits his peak. So I'd have him in the top five. And then Hardy, too. Well, Hardy's still, aren't they still talking about he's got his visa? He's not in the country yet. So it's going to be. I heard he's not in America yet, but he's got his visa. So even if he comes in last
I saw a photo
minute,
of him on a plane, I thought. I don't know.
I saw Rami. Rami was on a plane with Dennis James going to the Olympia.
Rami's good to go.
They said Hardy is somewhere, but he's still not in the States. So I'm thinking, well, if he comes in looking good, he's got a chance, in the top six. But you don't want to push travelling from another country that distance with only a couple of days. Your body can hold water or do shit, so I'd be pushing it. So it's hard to say with him. But if they're all in shape, that would be my top six. If Phil's at the best ever, I see him winning it. And then it's just going to come down to, because to me it's like Dexter. I could have Dexter as high as third, but would the judges like that? Because they might like the freakier mass of Bonac, because he has looks more thicker than Dexter in some shots and stuff. So, yeah, it's going to be hard to say if they're all in shape. And then even from 6th, 7th to 10th, where you got Hunter Labrada, you got Ian and all these other guys. Who's the other one there that's really big and looks great? What's his name? Not Ian. Ian looks good. The picture of his legs and that. No, the black guy. What's his name?
Akeem Williams.
Yeah, him. Now, if he comes in looking great, he can be pushing it. That's why I said it's going to be hard because
Which
just one person slip. If one slips up, someone's going to move up a place or two just by someone slipping up. So it's going to be everyone better bring their A game and make it a battle, because if everyone's in shape, it's going to be a battle. And to pick it would be, like I said, it's going to come down to the judges on what they like, because Ian's physique's a bit different to AK Williams, and then you got the other people, Hunter Labrada. He looks great. When you see the picture of Hunter, he's got nice symmetry. He's got the conditioning right now, but how's he going to look standing beside them, and what would the judges want? So, but it's like someone was saying this time, on the day of the Olympia, it's Phil Heath's birthday, and it is also the same as he's also in Orlando, Florida, where Lee Haney won his 8th Mr. Olympia. Ooh. So maybe I said it makes for a nice documentary, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. It sure does.
Your birthday, Lee Haney won his 8th in the same place. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Phil's going for his 8th. Lee Haney just happens to be here to hand you the award. Oh, beautiful ending to a documentary.
Perfect. I don't know.
Here is your birthday gift to Sandow.
I don't know what outlet it was on, but Phil did an interview with somebody, and he's like 4 weeks out at the time or something, and he was already. Mm-hmm. I've never seen Phil look that gaunt in the face at 4 weeks out.
Oh yeah, I did see a bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah. What it reminded me.
He wasn't clean shaven, was he? But you could see under the beard it was sort of sunken in.
Yeah, he's a puffy face type of dude, and I instantly thought of Jay Cutler in 2009. If you remember, Jay in 2009, his face has never looked like that before or since. Jay's face was always full and kind of fat. Mm-hmm. He showed up at the press conference in 2009, and I was, it was like nothing we'd ever seen before in his face. I think based on that, dude, I think Phil's going to win.
Yeah, well, that's what I figured. He's not going to come back and, like I said, you couldn't come back and give the judges one little excuse to go, well, no, you got to walk out. And like I said, when Phil walks out and then he just stands in that relaxed shot, that's where it's going to be. People go, holy fuck, there you go. He's won it. Simple as that. Okay, he's won. Let's go for, they'll do comparisons, but if you can come out and stand there looking that good, and it's just like, okay, who's second, third, fourth, fifth, and it's like,
right.
So that's how he's got to come out and just dominate straight away. It's got to be all eyes on him.
Right.
I wonder if they'll give him the last number by chance, just so to introduce everybody. Because how they can, if they bring him out first, people might be like, oh, there. But if they bring him out last, that's the last person to walk on stage. It's still fresh. Then you bring him out first, and then you bring all the other people out. People get excited about the other people, but you bring him out towards the end as the last person to walk on stage, and it's boom.
When Jay came back, he was last to come out besides Dexter, who was the reigning Mr. O. So they might have Phil come out second to last before Brandon.
They might do. I wonder if they might do Dexter, Brandon, and then Phil, because they're both 3 Mr. Olympias.
I mean, Dexter looks, I don't know, I've only seen him clothed and he looks small, but it's Dexter. He always looks small.
I saw that interview with Dave, and under his beard too, his face is all.
Yeah. Yep.
So he's going to be. If this is one of his last ones, he ain't going out. And he actually said on that interview he's been actually suffering with the diet and training this time and stuff. So it's interesting. I think because really, like I said, even though we say Phil can win it, it's still not a shoo-in. Like I said, if Ronnie was going back to a show with Dorringe, you're like, yeah, he's won. He's won. It's still a if Phil comes in his best, if this, if that. So it's still going to, like I said, but then, who knows what improvements. We've seen a few pictures of Brandon, but until they actually get there on stage on the day, we don't know what little improvements Brandon's made, and he might push Phil more than we think. So
yeah, that's the thing.
Down to this, like I said, it might come down to just a tiny point here or there. It's going to decide it.
Brandon has been improving every time, whether he gets bigger or he gets sharper or whatever it is, he's improved pretty much every contest. So you never, and he had the year off. Like I'm sure he's certainly going to be bigger. And if he's like, you know, a little bit bigger and in better condition, but did you hear that like drama about that back shot he put up? So apparently he put up a back shot and then like, and he didn't look good. He didn't look lean, like didn't look ready in it. And like Phil reposted it and shit. Did you hear about that? I didn't see the picture.
I think I might have saw it on Nick's Strength where it it was a picture near a door, and even when I saw it, I don't know if it was the angle or something, but his legs look really not hard and small. Even like the angle it was on or whether it's just made look that way. But as soon as I saw it, it looked like a heavyweight upper body and lightweight legs. It just didn't look as like whether he just planned it himself to fuck with people, because it was just a photo that you're like, it didn't even really look like him. So it's just like, it doesn't even look like from what he's been posting to that. From what he's been posting to that, his skin looked a lot darker and he looked like he lost 50 pounds. So it was like, maybe it's just somebody else from the back that he goes, hey, double back.
But I mean,
double back the bicep shot.
It's also a photo. Like, we've all taken photos and been like, oh, I hope I don't look like that. Holy fuck.
Photos. You can get photos on cameras or even a phone. I've had people take photos of me on a phone. I look at them and go, oh shit, I look like I'm 6 foot here. Just the angle, or you know, sometimes different angles can make you look a lot thinner than you are or bigger than you are. It's like,
right.
So I think that might have been a ploy, that one, to just put up, because it's just like, I didn't pay much attention to it. Like I said, like I said, when Dennis put up that one of Rami's hemis and the glute and that picture of Rami's leg. And again, I just wrote, look, that looks great now, but it's still 2 weeks out. Have that on the day of the show. It's like, you know, it's like, it's all wonderful now to show us your glutes styrated and your hamstring hanging and all the tie-ins, but you still got 2 weeks. You got to bring that even better to the show. Not fucking now. It's not like we're not going for the Instagram Mr. fucking Olympia contest.
And Rami has shown us crazy pre-contest photos every time. And he's never, I mean, I think people want Rami to look a way that he can't look. Like, he's not going to look he's not going to be Dorian Granite. It's not going to happen. He's not going to have lead pre-separation. It's just, it's not going to happen.
I think too, people go, why is all the hate on Rami? I said, I don't even think it's hate. I said, I think everyone likes Rami. They just want to see him do well because they can see the potential. And it's like you said, sometimes you see it with Rulli. You could see him that 2 weeks out, and when you see him in that shape, you're like, oh, holy hell, this is going to be close. He's going to go for the win here. It's going to be pushing it. And then when they walk on stage, you're like, oh, what happened? It's almost like, not they've let you down, but you just feel, because you wanted to see him do well. You wanted to see him win. You're like, what the fuck did you do? It's like, what happened? It's like, why didn't you go? You know, they still look good, but when you see those pictures 2 weeks out where they're in that shape, to me, if you're in that shape 2 weeks out, you should only be getting better. How do you go from looking like that to coming on stage and you go, oh, what happened? It's like shit.
That's a modern day thing because of Instagram.
You don't go from 2 weeks out looking shredded the day of the show. You look like fucking 2 weeks after the show.
It's those like Ron. We talked about it when we had Ron on the show. Like those fucking Instagram pictures. People look so nasty in their Instagram pictures, and then you can't live up to it because there's no filters on stage. There's no, bathroom lighting and shit. It's just.
I would be the opposite. I would be like, if that was a picture of Brandon, that shit one, that would be me. I would be fucking getting into worse lighting, not really posing that good. I would even blur it a bit and just
maybe Phil has.
Instead of hitting the pose hard, just sort of relax while you do it and slouch down. They go, oh, he's looking shit. I don't have to worry about him. Yeah. And then the day to show you walk out, they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I want to put my best pictures up.
Yeah. Maybe Phil has like an extra like extra half cup of rice or something because he sees your shit pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, well, even so, I think, I'm not worried about him. He's cool. I've got him beat now. Look at him. He looks like shit. And then just train away, put up another shitty picture like if you just rolled out of bed and you're standing there. That's what I'd be doing.
Hilarious. Your whole prep.
But that way, too, people see you like that. They're like, oh, he's nothing. Oh, he shouldn't be coming. If it was me, they'd be like, oh, he shouldn't be making a comeback. He shouldn't be making a comeback. And all of a sudden, if I walked out on stage like I was at the Universe, but fuller, they go, holy fuck, what happened? What fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the best way. Fuck showing them how good you are, because if you're putting up pictures and you're looking great, whoever's your competition is going to be like, fuck, look how Lee's looking. I got to train harder. I got to do this more. I got to do that more. That's going to motivate them to train harder. I'd rather look like shit, so they go, he's nothing. Fuck him. He should have fucking stayed retired, the piece of shit. Look at him. He's fucking nothing. What's he coming back for looking like that?
Yeah.
What a joke. What a laughing stock. And then all of a sudden,
right.
mate, it's like all those people when they said Trump's laughing on the member of laughing. He's never going to win. Trump's never going to be president. Every news station laughing. Ha ha, Trump. What? Trump's president? What the fuck happened?
Yeah. This wasn't supposed to happen.
No, that's what I said. So I've been playing the reverse psychology. I'll be looking as worse as I could. I'll be just like,
yeah. Yeah. Do you think the IFBB would let you compete?
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe just to screw me.
I think they would now. Yeah, just to screw you.
Let's get him again.
Put them in just they don't call you out at all. They just leave you there.
If I did make a comeback into the IFBB, it would be I'm sure they'd sell tickets to the show, whatever show I did, or there'd be a lot of interest in it. That's for sure, good and bad. You'd have the haters wanting to see me do bad. You'd have all the fans wanting to see me do good. So it'd be a win-win for whatever show I went in, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you would look good no matter what, I think. But whether or not you would beat all the guys now at your age,
that's
who
the
knows?
thing too.
But you would look good.
And that's the thing. If I beat some, that'd be good. But if I didn't, I wouldn't be there. It'd be a comeback for the fans mainly and myself. And if I knew I was in the best shape I could be in, I'd do it. And then, like I said, as long as I could go on stage and people go, fuck, he still look great. Look at him there and this and that. Not like, oh, shit, he shouldn't have done it. But, if someone's better on the day, well, the fucking 28-year-old's better than me on the day and I'm fucking 50. Well, good luck to him, But if they can still say shit for 50, the cunt's still freaky and in shape. Look at him. So,
Yeah. Everyone loves a comeback. No doubt about it. So you're not going to give us. Go ahead.
Everyone loves the what? Come on the back.
Yeah, well, most everyone, in my experience. You're not going to give me a 1 through 5. You're going to put us out on this.
Well, I said Phil.
Phil and Brandon. You got 1 and 2, I think. So who's third?
Let's go.
Hadi, Bonac, Rami. Who's third?
See, I prefer Bonac over Rami, but then I like Dexter too. But if we're gonna,
what about Hadi?
Nah, I don't like his oily shoulders. Oh fuck, I'll get death threats now. Like I said, we don't even know if he's going to be there. I'll go this. Look, if we're going Phil because he's 3D cartoonish, round and freaky, and then I went Brandon second, I'd have to go Bonac because he's like a shorter version of Phil. So if they're going to judge in that criteria, I'd like to see Dexter get third, but Dexter's more symmetrical and not as freaky looking. So if they're going freaky Dexter and back to Bonac, I'd sort of throw the judging off. But if they're gonna judge in the criteria, then I would go Phil, Brandon, Bonac, Rami, Dexter, Hadi.
Yeah.
Only because I like Dexter's shape better than Hardy's. Like Hardy, you can't beat Hardy's conditioning. He looks great on conditioning and stuff, but I'm just not a fan of his overall shape type thing, whether it's the shoulders or whatever, I don't know. But
yeah, I mean, I think I like Dexter's physique more than Hadi as well. Well, I don't know. I do think Hadi is going. I would have the same list except.
See, I think if those two are in shape, Hardy and Dexter, it's really going to come down to what the judges like physique wise and stuff. It's like, is it going to be okay? Dexter's last one, let's give him a higher placing, or Hardy's because he's this. So it's like when Hardy won people like he was the people's champ last year. He was the people's champ. I don't think it's because of his physique, because Rulli is generally the people's champ. I think Hardy was the people's champ because that whole year it was about, will he be there? Will he get his visa? Will he get his visa? So everyone was like, hope he gets there, hope he gets his visa. So when he got his visa and went through all that trouble to get there, I think everyone was just behind him because, yes, he finally got to the Olympia. He got his visa. He's there. So I think that's what made him the people's champ more than his physique.
Yeah. Yeah.
More death threats to me.
I still think my top 4 is definitely Phil, Brandon, Bonac, and Hadi. Bonac and Hadi, I think, can go either way. But I think Bonac and Hadi are both going to beat Rami and Dexter. I think it's going to be Phil, then Brandon, Bonac or Hottie, that's 3 and 4. 5 Rami, 6 Dexter. I hate to put Dexter in 6th, but I mean, I don't know.
But then, like I said, if Rami's that little bit off again, then Dexter could go to 5th and Rami 6th. But
for sure, yeah, I can easily see that.
Let's just say our top 6 in no order will probably be the first call out. How's that? How about we go for the first call out?
Yeah.
But then again, they could say, first call out, they could mess everybody up and go Phil, Ian, A.K. Williams. They could just mess everything up and go, you know what, we're just going to call random out so that you're not going to have a clue who we're looking at for the top 5. If they just started doing that, people are like, oh shit, what's going on?
Yeah,
that's what they should do until later on. Until later on, then start moving like the Brandons and Phils close together, because everyone's going to be thinking first call out Brandon, Phil, and blah, blah, blah. Go Phil, Hardy, Ian, just start. So everyone's like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Brandon is not the first. But the thing is, that could fuck somebody up. Because could you imagine if you think, generally people think if I'm in the first call out, they're looking at me. So imagine Brandon standing there and they go, Phil, Ian, Hardy. They call Brandon. He'd be like, huh?
What the fuck happened?
The wind would be knocked out of your sails and you probably just go, huh?
His physique would probably fall apart at that point.
Exactly. Mentally, that could just destroy people.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm going home.
Yeah. So of the guys that aren't that top 6, so we're talking Ian, Hunter, Akeem, Ian, or I already said Ian, Antoine, whoever else is in that mix. Which, if you had to put money on one of those guys making that first call out, who would it be?
Because it would have to come down to Williams has the freakier body, but then at the moment Ian and Hunter have that conditioning too. But Williams comes in great condition too sometimes when he hits it right on. So I definitely have it between Hunter, Ian, and Williams, but
I don't know if Hunter's going to be quite
from what I've
lean
seen.
enough.
The one that the latest pictures I saw of Ian's legs, he was very, very dry. So
yeah, could be
I'm
Ian.
thinking maybe I'd probably say Ian. Maybe out of those 3 at the moment, I'd go with Ian.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's almost like Dennis Wolf-esque.
And plus, I'm throwing him in there because he's white. They've always got to throw a token white guy in at some point.
Yeah,
trust me, I know this. Trust me.
Yeah, you're the short white guy that everyone roots for.
So yeah.
Listener questions.
That's why it's going to be so interesting with that, because, like I said, if everyone's coming in shape, it's going to be a great show. But if someone slips up, even one of those guys like Ian, if one of those top 6 slip up, Ian could crack it into the top 6. So it's just going to be
for sure
very, very interesting. I hope no one does anything stupid and fucks up their prep the last few days. That'd be a shame to see. I'd love to see it like, it wasn't a few in the older days when at least the top 10, all of them were pretty much in good shape, that it made it fucking hard. That like even the guy that was 7th or 8th, you could be like, well, if he was 5th, I wouldn't have had a complaint. When it gets that close, you could be like, okay, they're going for different body types or that whatever. But when you look at the guy that's 7th, you're like, you know what? The guy that was 7th, if they had announced him 5th, I could go along with that because they're all in such good shape. You wouldn't be upset by it. Whereas if someone is a bit smoother and he gets 5th, you're like, what the fuck? The guy in 7th is a lot harder. But if they're all in good shape, you're like, well, that's how you know it's a good show. Where when you start saying, well, the guy in 7th, if he was 4th, that wouldn't look bad. It still looked good to me. Yeah. So it's like, when it's that close. So I hope that's how it is. So
I think it might be. I think it might be like that, especially from like 5 to 12. Like there's so many great guys in that mix. So we'll see. By the time this comes out, it'll be said and done. So we'll see.
But like, you two suck at predicting shit.
Probably.
Ian wins, Bonac second, fucking Phil 7th.
That'd be something.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for watching another podcast here at Think Big Bodybuilding Media, and thank you to our great sponsor, TrueNutrition.com, for making this all possible. TrueNutrition.com is owned by Dante Trudell, the creator of DC Training. He wanted to create a supplement company that offered high-quality, third-party tested supplements at a fair price. High-quality protein powders, just about every type you could think of, huge variety of flavors, plus health and performance supplements. Check them out, TrueNutrition.com. And hey, if you use our code ADVICES, you directly support our podcasting. Thanks, guys. Let's get back to the program.
How about this? Okay, we're going to go listener questions. We don't have a ton, but there's some good ones. Stumpy Macbeth.
Stumpy?
Yeah. Have you ever seen a swastika tattoo at the gym? Or have you ever seen swastika tattoos at the gym? He says, well, first, have you ever seen someone with a swastika tattoo at the gym?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep. I think they're probably bikey. Yeah, I've seen it, yeah. I think my friend has one. Come to think of it.
I think my friend has one. I'm not surprised.
I'm just trying to think of the tattoos.
Is that why you're friends with him?
I think you might have one, and he's not racist or anything like that. But I know he's in a motorbike club and stuff like that. But
he has a swastika tattoo, and he's not racist or anything like that. Or is it like from when he was a kid?
I don't know. Maybe it's just to stir people up. He could be like me. He just likes to live on the edge and just get people talking.
That'll do it. The only other thing you could do is, but there's a certain word you could tattoo on yourself that would stir people up even more. But we won't go there.
Which one?
You know which one.
It's like, yeah, to me. But then again, he could just say it's the Buddhist symbol, couldn't he? Because the Buddhists used to use that symbol before the Germans did. So the Germans hijacked it from the Buddhists.
Did they? Ah.
Look it up.
There you go.
Look it up. Look up the origin of it. Yeah, the Buddhist people. Origin. I'll type it in here. Origin X-Men. Origin of the Swazis. Swartz.
He says.
How do you spell Swartz?
I don't know how to spell swastika. I have no idea. I can't spell anything.
Origin of here.
He asks if you see someone with said tattoo, should you not judge a book by its cover?
No,
I don't think you should judge someone for having a tattoo necessarily.
No,
I mean,
I wouldn't. No, because people have judged me and said stuff to me, and they don't know what it was. Here.
I mean, the guy could have lost it.
The swastika symbol, right facing clockwise, left facing counterclockwise, is an ancient religious icon in the culture of Eurasia. The left facing version may also be referred to as the swastika. It is used as a symbol of divinity and spirituality in Indian religions, including Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. In the Western world, it was a symbol of suspicious good luck until the 1930s, when the right-wing facing Nazi symbol as an emblem of the Aryan nations. Yes, so for hundreds of years beforehand, it was all for Buddhism and Hinduism and Indian religions and stuff like that. Then they hijacked it. And it's a symbol found widely. It's a symbol of an icon which is widely found both in human history and the modern world in various forms. It's known in European languages as the Trifot, Gamadon.
Okay, I've learned it. I've heard enough. I've heard enough
and
about
the cross of. There you go. So
you shouldn't judge someone if they have a swastika tattoo. What about
in Mongolia? It's called Azak in Mongolia. The Chinese, it's called Wanzi.
That makes sense. Wanzi. Should gyms allow a person with a swastika to enter the gym on their tattoo on themselves?
Yes, because it says here, look, the gym is found in archaeological remains in Indus Valley civilization, the Samara, and Christian artwork. See, it was adopted by the World War.
It's just
European
a good Christian
Nazi
thing,
party,
apparently.
and so It is. It's like of peace. And then, like you said, the Nazis took it over, and since then it's just been used for that. So I wouldn't, like, if someone has a tattoo on, you can't really, look, if they come in with, if someone has a swastika tattoo and they come in the gym and they're like hi, friendly to everybody and they're not causing any problems, no, I wouldn't kick them out or anything. If they come in and they're like arrogant, this and that, and they're rude, and you can tell, you can generally judge people how they are by the way they carry themselves and their the demeanor and how they are around other people. You can generally tell, because I know, well, there's clubs here in Newcastle. I was out walking the other morning and it says dress code. You can't have this, you can't have that. No neck tattoos, no hand tattoos. You won't be allowed into the club, into the bar and that, if you've got hand and neck tattoos.
Damn. Interesting.
So I won't be able to get in. See, look, they're judging me, so they're thinking, what, because I've got neck tattoos and hand tattoos, I'm a bad person, when I'm sure every weekend when they have people drunk fighting, I'm sure 80% of them probably don't have any fucking tattoos at all. But yet I'm the bad guy because I've got a neck tattoo and hand tattoos. Yeah, it says on the big thing on the door, you will not be allowed in these premises with neck and hand tattoos.
Wow. That's crazy.
So
I think if I saw someone with a swastika tattoo.
Turtleneck and gloves. I
can
get in.
There you go. Fuck you. It's COVID time. If I think I saw someone with a swastika in the gym, I would probably be like, I don't know. I'd probably think the guy or girl was I don't know. I wouldn't have positive thoughts about it. I'd be like, well, I don't know. It's fucking a weird move. I don't know. I would probably think they're a bit of a clown, but if they were cordial and they were like nice to me and stuff, I'm not going to be like, oh, you pig, you know?
I'd be like, it'd be like weird. You're probably thinking, okay. I'd be more thinking, I wouldn't say brave, but I'd be like, you know what, pretty ballsy to put that where people can see it, knowing the flack you're going to get from people when they see that.
Yeah.
And you're going to be judged, and you are going to be judged straight away when they see that. But let's just say you were that spiritual person and you were having it for those spiritual reasons, and you're not even anywhere near associated with Nazis, the Jews, or anything. You're not into any type of white power type groups and stuff, because, it'd be just weird that you go, okay, you must be that. It's like when you look at the history of all those people that wear those shirts around, what's that guy? Was he from one of those Colombian countries, Che, whatever his name is, Che, C-H-E, that guy, they wear his picture on their shirts, and that he wasn't a real nice guy, but all these younger kids wear his fucking shirts around.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
This one here. Yeah, his name is C-H-E Guevara. Was an Argentine Marxist revolutionist, physician, author, guerrilla leader.
Huh.
You don't remember that?
The resume.
Facts.
Nope.
Yeah, but it's like, I think he killed lots of people and that, but yet you've never seen T-shirts of him. And it's got like, you never seen T-shirts of people wearing that?
I don't think so.
It's a guerrilla leader, major in the Cuban Revolution. He's become ambiguous with counterculture, symbol of rebellion and global insignia in popular culture. Yeah, but if you look into what he did, it wasn't that great, but yet all these people wear his face on the shirts and that, so we're no different to wearing Hitler on your shirt almost.
Yeah.
He allowed him to play a role in the training the military forces in the repelled the Bay of Pigs invasion, Soviet nuclear arm, and whatever there. Marxist Leninism.
Borage John 16 asks Lee's thoughts on intra workouts.
They're good. They have their purpose, but I wouldn't go too crazy. I prefer water myself still. When I was, because you have to remember, some people drink those intra workouts and they've still got calories in them and stuff like that. But I just find when I'm training, I prefer water. Anything that's sweet or flavored. Let's just say I had a liter of water. I could drink a couple of them in a workout. If I've got the intra workout, it's flavoring in it, I'm lucky to go through one of them when I train. Just I don't know, because it's sweet or got flavoring. I'm just like, and stuff like that. So I prefer just just water. But they are good. But I wouldn't rave about them.
Yeah, I don't like the feeling. I don't know. I like to be hungry after I train if possible. I don't want to have like a sloshy fucking amino shake in my stomach after I train necessarily. I just feel like I don't know. Usually I go to the gym like filled up on food. And if I were to drink like a sweet shake the whole time, it just doesn't seem, I don't know. I don't think I would enjoy that.
I want you to know that guy they say was a terrorist, like a revolutionary zeal, like terrorist and this, and they say, yes, but who wants to wear his T-shirts? And they're talking about who wears his T-shirts and ruthless terrorist. And
I guess it depends on who's calling him a terrorist, doesn't it?
Yeah. What keeps the myth going, aside from the T-shirt manufacturers, there is Hollywood. The legend was given a boost by the film. They did a film on him and stuff like that. Is he relevant today? Yeah. All goes into the whole Castro thing and everything. But yeah, like you said, some will see him as a terrorist, and that some will see him good, some see him bad. Almost like me. People hate me or they love me.
Yeah. Polarizing.
You can wear a Lee Priest T-shirt and they'll say you're a fucking racist.
I still have my Lee Priest T-shirt. I wore it the other day.
It's a classic.
Yep, Lee Priest Athletics.
Look at that one.
Hartnett Iron 16 also mentioned, he was asking you about your surgery. He also mentioned that he got your book.
Thank you. I hope he enjoys it.
You'll have to let us know. Let us know what you think when you finish it.
Yeah, I started to read a bit of it. Interesting. There's a few little things in there that I wouldn't say aren't correct, but they're a little bit different to how I remember. But then again, It's like if I'm telling him what it is, I guess when he writes it down, he might interpret it a different way and stuff like that. So
there might be a little bit,
yeah, but it's pretty. The bits I've read, I'd say it's 99, 98 accurate. Yeah. I'm not saying it's like 50-50. He's just made shit up, but I think it might be. I think too, even like sometimes when he asked me all the questions and I sat down here recorded it too, I think it's me. I know the way I talk. And then when somebody will be like, well, maybe we can't put it that way, I'll write it this way in book form. So when you read it, you're like, okay, well, that doesn't really sound like Lee saying that. Lee doesn't talk like that. Pip, pip, tally ho, you know. Lee said you're a fucking cunt. That sounds like him. Yeah,
there he is. Like yeah, definitely him. Brat96 asks, did Lee ever use GHB or Nubane?
No, never.
Never even tried it, huh?
No, never tried. Never tried Nubane. I never tried GHB. I had friends that did it. But what put me off it was when I'd see them get it, that was like there's another one too. I forget what it was called. The Max Mossel used to sell it. And I wouldn't even touch it because this would be them. They do faces like that because they must have been taste that bad. I'm like, do you want some of that? I don't want that shit. If it's that fucking bad, I'm not going to try it.
Yeah.
No.
What were they? Was it like what were they using it for? Like besides like the drug, like what were they using it for in bodybuilding terms?
I think the sleep. I think they were using it to sleep mainly, the GHB. Well, that's what I heard. They were using it to sleep, and then the Nubane was mainly for the aches and pains. But I never really had any injuries or aches and pains that I needed that. And then the sleep, I was always fine. But I think a lot of them too. The main ones we were using, I think, were Craig Titus and them, but they were also the main ones that would go on party. So I think they maybe used the GHB more for partying than anything. But yeah, never tried it. I don't think I missed out on anything there, but never tried it.
Maybe a horrible stint of rehab and shit. You may have missed out on that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did hear some people that did a ton of Nubane. They reckon it was just as hard as coming off that as other drugs like the withdrawals and everything else. They reckon it was really bad. So yes, I'm glad I didn't go down that road.
Our buddy Club Frothy. What does a typical Christmas day look like for you guys? What does a typical Christmas day look like for you, Lee?
Well, it depends if it's raining or not. If it's raining, it's cloudy, grey, water coming from the sky. If it's sunny, it's a blue sky. There's a sun up there.
Such a dick.
Yeah. Nah, now not much. Just get up, do whatever. Maybe generally go to my mum's place for lunch, eat too much food, then come home.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna cook a couple of lamb roasts and take to my mum's and that sort of thing. But yeah, I normally always find Christmas Day I eat too much shit. Because whenever I get to my mum's, before lunch is ready, she'll have the table set, with chips and chocolate covered almonds and peanuts and this and everything. So for 2 hours, I just stand around picking at all that shit. So now when it's time for lunch, I'm like, I'm a bit full. Okay, I'll cream it in. And then after lunch, I'll cream dessert in. And I'm just sitting there and people, like, we don't have many come anymore. Before we used to have tons of family, but now we don't. It's only a few of us. But even then, I'm just sitting there like this, like, I just want to lay down. I just want to go to sleep. I want to lay down. So I just want to get home. It's like, see you, Mum, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Take some leftovers and go home.
That's just, it sounds like Christmas. Yeah. It sounds like.
Because when you're that full and stuffed, if you've got tons of family around, they want to talk to you, and you're just thinking like, oh, just shut up. I'm just tired. I don't want to. But the thing is too, and then you're that full. I just go on the toilet as I go up and walk inside and go to the toilet. I just have a few more chocolate almonds and a few more chips as I walk past.
Yeah. You get like.
Then you're full again.
So full. You get like a little glimmer of hunger. Like there's like a tiny bit of room there. So you're like, oh, I'll have a chocolate. Mm-hmm. And then you're back to being like, fuck.
Exactly.
And then as soon as you get a little.
Yeah. Or you have a sip of soda, you go, oh, I feel like I got a bit of extra room there because you burped. Oh, put some more in.
Oh, a couple more pieces. Yes. Yeah,
exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably, Mum normally cooks some pork, and she always makes that nice pork crackling, which is definitely low in fat and sodium. Yeah, old pork crackling. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's just like fried skin, right? Fried pork skins.
Yeah.
Crackling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pig skin covered in salt and oil and nice and crispy.
Awesome.
And then for dessert, we'll have custard, maybe Christmas pudding. And then I'll have pavlova, which is an Australian dessert. It's like a big meringue, a huge meringue. And then you put like fresh cream and fruit and everything on top of it and stuff like that.
Nice.
Maybe if you Google pavlova, you'll see it. It's beautiful.
Pavlova. Maybe Scott can put up a photo of pavlova.
Yes. Pavlova, pavlova. Ooh. And the thing is, too, now while I'm eating that, I always convince myself it's healthy because the whole base of it and everything in it is made of egg whites. Yeah, there's a ton of sugar added to the egg whites. Fuck that, though. It's egg whites, right? So I'm getting my protein. So this whole big pavlova could have 25 egg whites in it. And then you have the fruit on top of that and stuff like that. So, and if you go for the non-fat cream, well, technically, that's just protein and fruit and a bit of non-fat cream. It's how you just justify it in your head, Jeff. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah. We've all been there.
And then you have
that sounds good.
Then you have baked vegetables too. Baked vegetables are always good. You know, when you cook the potatoes and that in the fat that comes off the lamb and the roast, if you put it in the same dish and the potato skins get nice and crispy in the juices of the lamb.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We have all kinds of, I mean, Christmas is one of those, we hang out with my wife's family and they're like Polish and Italian and it's just everything you can think of.
Lots
like
of
sausage and peppers, like vodka sauce, red sauce, every type of cookie.
Vodka sauce.
Yeah. You know what vodka sauce is?
No.
So it's like,
it's got vodka in it?
A little bit, but not as much as the name implies. There's some vodka, but it's mostly like it's kind of like a combination between red sauce and white sauce. So like fettuccine sauce, like the white creamy sauce. There's like the cream based sauce, then the tomato based sauce. It's like you combine those together, and then you add a few other like a little bit of like meats. I don't know what the meat is called, but like these are the like shaved pieces of meat and they cook in there and some vodka and stuff. It's like one of my favorite things. And you can put it on.
My mum.
Go ahead.
My mum makes a white sauce for the Christmas pudding, but it's more of a sweet white sauce, which they have. You can either have custard on your Christmas pudding or you have this white sauce, but I feel what it's made with. I'm not sure it's made with flour and icing, sugar, and other stuff. People love it. I just look at it and go, ugh. But people like the white sauce. It's more of a dessert white sauce of some sort, but I just stick with custard. And you can get brandy custard, rum and raisin custard. There's so many custards you can buy now. And then occasionally, if I see it, I'll get the lactate-free eggnog. Sometimes drink that.
Ooh, eggnog is good. Eggnog is good. Yeah. But yeah,
I remember when I was bulking up in the off seasons when this is going back when I'd eat the whole chicken for lunch. I used to buy that. You could buy the liter of just custard.
When you say custard, you mean like is it the same as ice cream?
It's like liquidy. It's liquidy. It's almost like thick yogurt, but custard. You never had.
I don't think I've ever had actual custard.
It's been more like, well, our custard here, and that's more like I'd say it's like a chocolate, chocolate mousse sort of mousse.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that, but vanilla and stuff. So it's sort of runny. You can get thick custard, or you can get runny custard, where you could pour the custard over you. It'd be like a runny yogurt type thing, but it's a bit thicker and it's all vanilla flavored and stuff like that.
So you got to eat it with You got to eat it with a spoon.
Yeah, or if it's runny enough, you can drink it. That's why I'd buy it in the liter things, and I'd just drink a liter of custard. It's probably like 1,000 or more calories. It'd be like it's like half and half milk, but probably 4 times as thick as that, but nice vanilla-y flavored.
Oh, look at that!
Have you seen it? Is that the custard? Yeah, it's different. Yeah, well, you get all different types of. You can get baked custard. You can get a baked custard too. A baked custard's made of like 12 egg yolks and that's custard there. It's like a moussey type looking.
Like a pudding almost.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, similar. Yeah, like pudding. Yeah, but you can get it where you can just pour it out of stuff so it goes over your Christmas pudding, or you can drink it.
Yum.
Oh, so
I love
easy
that
to put
shit.
the calories on. So easy to put the calories on with that.
You know what I've been doing? I've been mixing protein and cream, but like not mixing it like a shake, mixing enough. So it's like a bunch of cream and then like chocolate protein, and then stirring it to the point where it's like almost like that, like stirring
like
cream,
a chocolate, like a mousse.
It tastes. It's so much. I mean, it's a lot of fat and a lot of cream, but it ends up being like a mousse, and it's so rich with the cream that it tastes like you're eating like a delicious milkshake. But
what you can do next time is get your half and half milk, put your chocolate protein in your half and half milk, and then pour it over your Cocoa Pops.
Yeah. Double chocolate, creamy goodness.
Or go to vanilla protein into half and half milk and put it on your Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hungry now.
Put it on your Lucky Charms.
We're having calzones for dinner. Do you know what a calzone is?
Oh, yes. Yep. That's like the pasta thing with the meat and sauce and cheese.
No, that's lasagna you're thinking of, I think.
No, isn't calzones round, or is the calzone looks like a pastry thing that's folded over?
It's like a piece of pizza that has crust all the way around, and the fillings are inside.
That's what it's folded over. Yeah. Crimped around the edges. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's what a calzone is. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking of cannelloni. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
what's inside of it? You got meat. You got meat inside of it, or chicken?
I'm getting like peppers and onions and mushrooms and cheese.
Oh, no meat.
No, I'm not going to eat meat.
Oh, we're going vegan. Woo.
No, I've already had like 2 pounds of meat today. I've got my meat in for the day. I just didn't feel like having pepper. It's like pepperoni or sausage. Are you really your only choices? And I don't know. I've been eating a little bit too much processed meat lately.
Do they have dessert? I used to go to this Italian restaurant. They used to have this good dessert called tartuffe. It was like chocolate ice cream that was covered in this rich chocolate hard shell as well, and this chocolate sauce over the top of it or something.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure it's like tartuffe or something like that. Probably pronouncing it wrong.
Sweets. I don't do sweets that much because I have trouble controlling myself. and then I go overboard on them, and it just feels. The next day, I just feel like
got to pull out the insulin pen. Oh,
I got to double fist them. Yeah.
Like going into epidemic shock.
Yeah. Get him in him quick. Yeah, it's bad.
Especially when you go to those restaurants where they have, like, you've been to some restaurants where there is a dessert menu and you're just like, I want that one and I want that one and I want this. You can't decide, so you're thinking, well, I'll just have a bit of this. I'll order this one. I'll have half now. Who wants the other half? You have that. Okay, now I'll order this one. I'll eat half of that. Now who wants this half of that? It's like, I want to eat them all. So I just, like when you go to some of those big buffets and have that dessert buffet and you're like, okay, I want a bit of this, I want a bit of that. It's like you just go crazy. It's like your eyes just go, oh, I want them all. Like I can't decide whether I want an ice cream sundae, or some restaurants have that beautiful, nice apple strudel with the icing stuff and the sultanas and the ice cream with that. Then they'll have some rich chocolate cake, and then they'll have some other sort of thing like, oh, fucking hell, lemon meringue. The one I used to go to was at Baker's Delight. I'd go to Baker's Delight and, oh, fucking hell, all those dessert pies they had there. I'll have the banana pie, and I want this banoffee pie, and I want the lemon meringue pie, and I want a piece of that one now.
Yeah. Do you tend to go towards the chocolate stuff or like the vanilla-y stuff?
Both. I don't really have a preference. Sometimes I'll even go for something like more caramel or something. Or even like, for a while I was getting hooked on like the banana custard stuff or banana type pies and stuff like that. So I don't really have a preference. I just go by how it looks, and if it looks really good, I'm like, especially if it's some sort of cake. Like if I go to a place, like when I used to go to some delis, and they'll have those monstrous cakes in the cake counter, and they might have one slice taken out and you can see it's really moist inside. I'm like, ooh. One of my favorites is like a nice moist red velvet cake. Ooh, I love that too. I'm like, oh, if it looks really moist. And I was always disappointed if I was even having a cheat day or when I was dieting and I see this piece of cake, piece of cake, and I get it and it's fucking dry. That's got to be the worst thing in the world. The worst. It's like eating out your 80-year-old grandmother. It's fucking dry as fuck and you're disappointed in it. It's just like, you know what, this is terrible. But you know what? I still eat it. I'm that upset. Or you buy a nice muffin. I do my due diligence. You eat the top of the muffin, then everything else from that point down is just dry as shit. Yeah. And like, man, why am I? It's like, because it's my cheat meal, I'm still going to eat it, but it's like wasted on this shit thing. So
cake.
That's generally too. If I go to a cake, if I go to a cake place and say the cake is cut, I try and pick a cake that hasn't been cut yet. I want the first slice because that way I'm thinking, but if that cake's been cut, it could have been cut for a couple of days, so it could be getting a little dry. I want to get the piece out of the first one. I say, can I have that one there, like the cake? Yeah, that one. They haven't cut into yet. Yeah, give me a piece of that because it's nice and fresh.
Makes sense. Yeah, dry cake, like birthday cake, like classic cake. Like when it's dry, it's like you've totally ruined it. It doesn't even I mean, the frosting is still kind of good, but that's not. It's just like it has to be moist or it's shit. Yeah. Yeah.
If it's dry, then you got to start adding the ice cream to it and shit because it's dry. So it's like what about some of those nice devil food type chocolate cakes where it's that rich and moist? It's almost, my grandmother used to make a chocolate cake that when you cut it, it's almost like it was wet inside. It was that fucking moist and stuff. It was just great. It's almost like sometimes if you ever made a cake and you take it out a bit early and it's not properly cooked in the middle and it's nice and wet and spongy. I like it like that sometimes. So
yeah. I remember making it's the same with cookies and brownies and everything.
Oh yeah, making a cake. Did you ever lick the spoons and the bowls and the beaters?
Yeah.
But now, Jeff, you can't do it. There's a thing on TV. Do not let your kids do this because of the raw eggs in the mixture. They could get sick. I'm thinking, oh fuck. How many times did I used to eat the beaters and the spoon and then get the mixing bowl when Mum was finished and I'd drag the spoon around the mixing bowl and just eat the cake mixture? Yeah. Never got sick once. I used to make protein drinks, 6 raw eggs, bananas. Never got sick once. Now, do not let your kids have anything with raw eggs in it because they're, piss off.
Yeah. I've had raw egg many, many times. And I used to, actually, when I was younger, when I used to make scrambled eggs, I'd take the fork and I would scramble up the eggs and then I would like clean the fork with my mouth, the raw egg. It didn't bother me.
Yeah.
I did it every time.
Never got sick, did you?
No, never got sick. Sick. So you were talking about, I'm fucking starving now, but you were talking just now about how your heavy off seasons and when you were like eating whole chickens, and it made me think, what was the most progress you've ever made from one show to another, like stage weight?
It I think it was pretty consistent. Each year was probably, because my first pro show was like 181, and then I think I was like 189, and then I was like 196, and then I went up to 204. The heaviest I went up to was 218, but then I'd stay around the 26, 210. So each year was probably 5 to 6 pounds, but, off season I could go up. The only reason I got so heavy in the off season was depending on how long I had between shows. So if I just did the Ironman, the Arnold at the beginning of the year, I didn't have to compete to the Olympia. I had all year just to eat and get fat. So, but if I had a show coming a bit earlier, I wouldn't have had time to put all that weight on. So it wasn't like I actually aimed to put a lot of weight on. I just enjoyed eating and didn't care.
Did it happen when you were younger though? Like when you were an amateur, did you ever gain did you ever have did you have any like specific growth spurts when you were an amateur or when you were young starting out?
Well, well, it's hard to say because I was only 13 when I started. So each year I always got bigger when you see my contest pictures. If you Google the teenage years. Yeah, but then I think the big growth spurt was because from 13 to my last show when I was 19, I was still natural. And then when I said fuck it and did DECA, so halfway through my 19th year when I did DECA, I put on 20 pounds in 8 weeks. You can see a big growth spurt there when you see me at 19 natural to me at 19, all of a sudden I was like this little miniature version of Dorian. You're like, oh, what happened there? So, 20 pounds in 8 weeks. Tony Hughes, 20 pounds in 8 weeks, you can't.
Yeah.
But the thing was, though, because when I was 17, 18, and 19, I pretty much been holding myself back because I was still natural. I was always competing in the lightweight class, so I didn't want to get too heavy or put size on. So I always kept staying natural. So after that, I'm like, I've been in the lightweights, which I think was under 72 kilos for 3 years. So when I just said fuck it and took some DECA and started eating, and then it just went woof, like the body had been waiting to fill out.
That's crazy. 20 pounds in 8 weeks. Like solid, right? Stage weight, huh?
Yeah, because you see the pictures of, you find the show when I competed at 19, and then you'll see those Carl Hensel pictures where I'm out in the Australian bush at 19 and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And you see the difference from,
Damn.
Going from like 70 kilos odd to 82 kilos, 80-something kilos of muscle.
Yeah. So that was like, obviously, that's the big jump probably. And then after
that, it was always consistent after that, like a couple of pounds, a few pounds every year and that.
How much DECA did you take?
I only took 200 milligrams a week for 8 weeks. That was it.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy.
People are going to go, fuck off. When I tell people that, I've told that story many times, even at seminars, when I say I took 200 a week for 8 weeks, they're like, oh, fuck off. More like 2 bottles, not 2 mil, 2 bottles. I'm like, okay.
Right.
There's 2 bottles in. That's like, okay, fucking can't win.
Right, yeah. I mean,
it's like if I took 2 bottles, and Jeff said, how much did you take? I would have said, Jeff, I was taking 2 bottles a week. I wouldn't give a shit. I'd say I took 2 bottles, but I didn't, so I can't. I was like,
Right.
That's the frustrating part. If I took 10 bottles, I'd say, Jeff, I was taking 2 bottles of DECA, I was taking a bottle of test, and then I was doing this. I said, I wouldn't give a fuck if you know. It's like, that's what people don't understand with me. It's like, I couldn't give a shit. If we were doing an article now, we're like, Lee, what's your weirdest sex positions? What have you done this? What have you done that? Have you ever been in an orgy with a guy? Have you sucked the guy's dick? If I hadn't, I'd say, yeah, Jeff, I have. I was in a big orgy. There was like guys and girls. He was sucking me. I sucked him. I said, I wouldn't give a fuck. I'll just say it, because if that's what I've done it, I don't give a shit if people know. That's the type of person I am. It's like, if I did it and I had a good time doing it, I don't give a fuck telling people.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you gay because I didn't swallow, but I'm just saying, if I did it, it's like,
don't come out of the closet on our show.
Yeah, I've always been that way. It's like, I couldn't care less if people know about it. If you want to judge me on that, fine. I had a great time at the party. I couldn't care less. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing, you know. That's the whole thing with you and your doses, how people, like, you've never, your honesty is the thing that you're probably most well known for. Mm. But then when it comes to your doses, people are just like, I mean,
he's lying.
Yeah, he's lying. Yeah. But I mean, it's just like,
I tell people,
you weren't on drugs when you were 16.
No.
Obviously you were not. No one thinks you were on drugs when you were 16. If you look at pictures of Lee at 16, it's not a normal 16-year-old. Like, you look like you could have got a pro card today at 16. If you were 16 today, You could have probably won a pro card in like the middleweights or maybe not the middles, but whatever class is lower.
Classic or what physique now.
The amount of separation.
My first Mr. Australia was 17. When I won my first overall Mr. Australia, I was 17.
Yeah, you would have definitely won your class at the USA's.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how much did you weigh when you won the first time, and then when you were 17?
I was a lightweight, so 72 kilos, about 150 something pounds.
Yeah. I don't think there was any other I don't think there's any 150-pound amateurs at that time that were like you were, you know.
Mm-hmm. Like people forget too when you look at Dexter. Wasn't Dexter a bantamweight in the beginning or a middleweight?
In the very beginning,
wasn't
he turned pro at 188 pounds.
Yeah,
as a light heavy, small light heavy.
When you look back at Labrada, I think some of his best weights at the Olympia when he was getting second, Labrada was only 186 pounds.
Yep.
I think he was around the 186, 185 when he was getting runner-up at the Olympia.
He was. Yeah. Yeah, he was.
I have to find it. I found a good photo book, actually. I found it when I was out in the shed with my mate. I'm not sure if he took photos of it. There's Labrada come to Australia to guest pose, and I was probably 18. I was still a lightweight, and I just done a contest, so I'm in ripped condition. He's just come off the Olympia. He's smoothed out, and I had the guest pose with him. And he got pissed at the promoters because I was showing him up. He said I was in good shape. I got the photos there somewhere. I'll have to dig them out for you, where there's like Labrada and I'm posing, and then he's standing next to me and stuff. I'll find them.
And he's like second at the Olympia at the time, probably.
Yeah. And then because I'm in this good shape, he wasn't too.
He's like, who the fuck is this guy? You had to pull this guy out for me to pose next to? What the fuck?
Next time my mate Nick comes over, again to pull the container down, I'll take a photo of it. I'll send it to you where you'll see me at. I think I had to be 17 or just going 18. I just done one of the shows, because I was still in good shape. And he come over and he just, like I said, after the Olympia, he's starting to smooth out a bit. But
back then he's probably off all his shit too.
Yeah,
at that
probably
point,
probably a little fuller. But when you see me and him, it's almost like we're the same type of body, the small waist and shit like that. But yeah, it's pretty funny because he was worried about this little fucking teenager. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, you got to find those pictures. That's fucking cool.
I will. Yeah, they're
so
just
that
in the laundry.
been...
It was only a couple of weeks ago. This would have been back in 80, I'd say 88, 89, somewhere around then.
Yeah. So you were born in like 71?
Oh, it could have even been 90. Maybe I was born 72. So it could have been even 1990. 89, 1990 could have been. But I'll find the pictures, I know where they are. I just got to put a container down.
Lee Labrada was like, he was the fucking guy. He was the man then. He was like one of the best. He was like top 2, top 3 in the world. He was concerned about.
He wasn't happy when he saw my condition. You know.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. Yeah.
I didn't even think anything of it back then. I'm like, why would he be worried about me? What the fuck? It's like,
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, but you were peeled.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a thing that happens sometimes, like photo shoots will be scheduled. And one guy will be like coming off a contest, and one guy will be in the off season, and one guy's like, "Come on,"
Uh-huh.
I remember that happened with Evan and Branch at one point. Like Branch was coming off the Arnold, and Evan was in the off season, and Evan was talking about how he was like, "I don't want to do this shoot with Branch. Like Branch is human cement, and I'm off season."
And the thing is, too, it's funny because even say you're in the off season, like my arm was bulked, it was 24, and say like me bulked to a 24-inch arm, it looks big, but if someone's shredded, they could have a 19-inch arm shredded, and it looks more impressive than the 24-inch arm that's bulked. So people are like, oh, look at that guy, he looks so much better than you. It's like, yeah, but my arm's 5 inches bigger, but yet in the pictures it's like, oh, he looks much better than you.
Yeah.
You're like, shut the fuck up. You're like, shut up, who cares?
It's true. Like someone who's shredded can flex their arm and not even have a big arm. But when it's all separated and peaked out and stuff, it looks like it looks better than a guy could have a big, like thick arm and it doesn't look the same. It's weird. No. It's funny when you get the tape measure out on some people, the tape measure is like shocking because some people look like they have such big arms and then you measure them and you're like, there's no real size there. It just looks huge.
Well, I've seen some arms and actually seen them measure them where I've seen them in photos and in person. And when they're flexing them, doing the side shot or bicep shot, you're like, oh, it's got to be close to 20. And they put the tape around and it's probably just under 18. Mm-hmm. Just the look of it, the illusion looks big.
Yeah, like this, your arms are probably 24 inches here, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that shit.
Shredded. Fucking shredded. That's the king of bulk there.
Man, you got to be 270 there.
Like you look at my arm there at 24 roughly, and then when you see it in contest shape where it's about 20 and a half, 21 shredded, it looks a lot bigger when I'm in shape compared to there. So.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. That's
your
arms.
If you're wearing a t-shirt like that, it's okay because it just looks big under the t-shirt.
And you have this. Boom.
Yeah, look at the difference there. That's probably. I think that my arm was around 21 there, so look at the difference just when you see the separation and size.
Yeah. And that big dumbbell strapped to your dong.
That's my cock, Jeff. That's my cock.
Oh, that's your dumbbell cock.
I got a cock shaped like a dumbbell. That's how into training I am. I had the plastic surgeon shape it like a dumbbell.
Yeah. Look at this synthol.
I just got to find the right girl with the rack to put it in. If she hasn't got the right rack, I can't put the dumbbell away.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Very hard to find a lover.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Skull crushers are fun, let me tell you.
Skull crushers. Mm-hmm. Look at this.
Hey, that's an old Twin Lab picture. That one. That would have been around 2002, around that era.
Yeah,
01, 02.
You only have a couple tattoos there.
I was going to say the Superman one and the NASCAR one probably. That would have been it.
This one's a bit more modern. Few years.
Yeah, that was Tony Doherty's gym, 2010-ish, 2011.
Fuck, man, those forearms are something else.
That's why I said, as I get older, I might just train calves and forearms and just wear long shorts to my knees and shirts to the elbows. And who gives a shit about anything else? People just go, fuck, look at his calves, look at his forearms. He must be big under there.
Yeah.
And that's all you got.
Yeah. Or put some, yeah.
Popeye.
Yeah.
Popeye never had biceps, did he? He just had the skinny upper arm and the big forearms.
No, I think sometimes he would flex and it would go like ding, yeah. But it wasn't there normally. It was
just tiny, what? No.
Yeah, it was just tiny. It was just a stick. Yeah. That's funny.
Brutus was always the big one, wasn't he? The bag guy, Brutus with the beard. He was the real big.
Yep. He had some mass on him. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Olive oil.
Yeah. All right, Lee.
And Sea Hag. Don't forget the old Sea Hag on the show. Remember her?
I don't remember Sea Hag.
You don't remember Sea Hag? Oh. Have a look at her. She was hot.
All right, so we'll wrap it up there.
We'll see if our predictions come true next week.
Yeah, we will see. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see Phil. I'm really bummed out that that flex is not going to be there. That sucks. Because imagine these predictions if Flex was in there. Would have
been good. Exactly. And Ruley, if Ruley was in there too, that would have been another one.
Yeah, Ruley as well.
That's the thing. Because if Flex at his best, I'd probably put Flex in the top 3.
I think I would put Flex right behind Brandon and Phil too. Flex is just when we first started doing this show, when you were talking about Flex like that, I was like, But now, like the more I've thought about it, I don't know if any of those guys.
Have you seen some of those pictures? And some of those pictures you see of him when he'd be like a month out before the Olympia, when he's like 220 or 225, and he's big and full and hard. You're like,
crazy. Yeah. Fucking crazy.
And his conditioning's always on. His conditioning's there. And like I said, Bonak's freaky, but Flex has better shape to me than Bonak and still has that 3D freak look to him. So that's why I'd probably put Flex ahead of Bonak.
Yeah. He's more like you were saying about Bonak, like he's a little bit like condensed, where Flex seems a little bit more like big and, I don't know, maybe Flex is just wider.
Yeah, I think
seems
just
bigger
his
for some
shape.
reason.
I think his shape.
Yeah.
I think it's his shape. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he seems bigger than like when I think about it in my head, he seems bigger than Bonac. Like he's like
so
a big.
you're gonna watch? You're watching the Olympia?
I mean, as long as it depends on what time it is and stuff, I will watch as best I can.
I think somebody's getting it here in Australia. They said, and I think the prejudging is like 1 a.m. Australian time. So I don't think I'll be getting up to watch that. Well, the good thing is, if prejudging is 1 a.m. Australian time, I won't need to get up because by the time I get up at 4 or 5, people will be uploaded photos by then, so I can just go on Instagram and Facebook and see everyone's fucking photos. So it'll be easier.
1 a.m. Australian time would be like in the morning for me, wouldn't it?
Well, it's.
I think it would be because.
Hold on. What time is it where you are now?
It's about 9 o'clock. It's coming up on 9 p.m.
Okay, well, it's almost 1 p.m. here in the afternoon. So let's change that around. So if it's 1 a.m., it'd be 9 a.m. there.
Yeah.
So it can't be 1. It'd have to be 3 maybe. Because what time is prejudging? Normally lunchtime, isn't it? 11, 12?
Yes, normally.
So it'd probably be 3 a.m. Australian time then, 3 or 4 a.m.
So it's Friday the 18th. Yeah, I'll have to find a way to watch it. Hopefully I'm not at work by myself.
Somebody will have it somewhere and they'll be streaming it live on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. But they're charging for the live stream. I wonder what they're charging for it.
I think 59.
59? Dude.
I think so.
I guess I shouldn't complain, but that seems like kind of a lot, especially when you have fucking sour Sean Ray doing the commentary and the camera is fucking over here and over here and over here.
Like, especially from past times too. Sometimes the signal is shit. It freezes up. It stops. It does shit. It's like
you're gonna try
for it if it was a 4D. Yeah. If it's high definition and it's like no breaking up and stuff, or it'll freeze on someone's routine, and then when it goes again, the guy's finished. He's off stage. You're like, what happened? It's like,
how many times does that happen? Like, if you're gonna pay, if you're gonna charge $60 for a bodybuilding webcast, the camera angles have to be good and it has to be clear. It's a fucking bodybuilding webcast or webcast. It's not. It's not worthwhile otherwise. We don't want to see them. We don't want to see them from the side as they hit a back double. What the fuck?
Yeah, I paid for one that was like that. Here's such and such comes out to do his mandatories, front double bicep, it freezes. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm trying to unfreeze it. Thank you, compared. I'm like, what? I missed every other pose because it froze up. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you got to go back and pretty much watch the replay because the replay seems to run a lot smoother than the live stream does. So
yeah, you're right. It does. Yeah, that sucks. How when that happens. Maybe, hopefully, if they're charging a lot of money, that means it's going to be like better production and everything. But I could pretty much guarantee those fucking cameras are going to be all shit angles again.
Like I said, just give it as the prejudging's happening. Give it 10 minutes. People will be taking photos and uploading photos as it's happening. So,
yeah, I know it is true. Nowadays, it's like fucking right away. Yeah, so it's gonna be exciting.
You'll see it within no time. So I think by the time I get up, there'll be photos online. So there'll be headings. Phil has it. Phil's lost it. Brandon has it. Rami's got it. Everyone will be speculating. Then there'll be fights and fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a dipshit. You don't know bodybuilding.
Yeah. All the normal stuff.
The fights will be starting. Listen to Sean Ray. He doesn't shit. No, fucking Bob Ciccarello's like, here we go.
Check it out. Check out my home gym, Lee.
Just a sex dungeon. Oh, look at that. I didn't even notice you got the motivational TV over there on the wall to watch Lee Priest videos while you're training. Oh, look at them big dumbbells on the floor. What are they, 120 pounds?
Those ones?
Yeah.
No, those are shitty plastic ones. They're like
you
50,
meant,
like 40s.
You meant to say yes. I was giving you some credit there, mate.
Yeah, those are the 160s that I just pressed overhead.
Okay, very good. I thought they were 120s. 160s, that's good.
160s, yeah. I just put them overhead.
Yeah. That's good before you go out for dinner. It's good to have a good workout.
Easy day, yeah. Yep. I love having it though. It's sick. Just having it's not much, but it's like.
But it's amazing. I had a home workout here today, and sometimes I find all the time. Sometimes, I like to go to the gym at the moment. Sometimes just to do machines, but if I do it at home, I focus so much better. Even if I go lighter, I feel it so much better. The next day, I'm like, fuck, I'm sore. It's like, I just prefer it at home generally. Yeah. And the thing is, too, you come up with the good old basics because you got no fancy machines. You go back to the old basics, and they work the best. So
yeah,
Yeah,
and you just come up with like for arms, you have to I did for triceps, I might do 6 sets of 30 reps on push downs, and then 6 sets of 20 reps. Like our thing that we like to do,
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing. And just that sort of, you have to figure it out,
And how good is it too? Once you finish, you can just walk into the other room and sit down and watch TV.
It's awesome.
Hey, I'm home.
Yeah, it's awesome. And there's no excuse. You don't have the I don't feel like driving to the gym. It's snowing or whatever else. It's starting to snow here now, but
exactly.
I don't. It's it's right
That's
here. I don't really have an excuse.
Yeah, I just get up in the morning, splash water on my face as I'm doing that. I just feed the cat, sit down, have a cup of coffee, wait 20 minutes outside and train.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah, it is. All right, Lee. We'll wrap it up.
All right, Jeff. Wrap it up. Keep it wrapped up.
Let us know who you guys want to see on the show. We're working on, we'd like to get Chris Cormier on here.
Well, Chris, I did speak to Chris, but I just think he was busy with Breon, which I understood. So
yeah,
But Chris is willing to come on, and Paul did say he would come on. We just got to organise the time for him to fit it in his schedule too. So there are two definites, Dillette and Chris. We just got to work it into this. And what's his name did say he would come on. You probably should have asked him. He probably would have come on now. Maybe next one, Samir. Samir come on.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
That'd be awesome. The Lion of Lebanon.
He's got lots of funny stories, Samir.
I bet he does. That could be a banger. All right, Lee.
Yep.
Guys, like, share, subscribe, show your friends, notification button, all that good stuff, share it around. And
Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy Hanukkah, happy whatever.
Happy Hanukkah, unless you have a swastika tattoo. Dreidel. All right, guys.
I learned that song from South Park.
South Park, nice. Until next time.
Bye, Scott.
I am Jeff Roberts. Let us know in the comments who you want to see. And until next time, for Lee Priest, we're out.